Okay, so I'm recording this. Excuse the banging, it's my landlord. I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube describing the experiences that people have had on X, but they don't give that many tips and tricks to have a good trip. And I've had 10 X trips, various types, and I have some things to say. First is, if you can get straight MDMA, that's the best. Hard to get. Usually you're just going to get ecstasy pills. MDMA is cleaner and better. Ecstasy pills, doses are going to usually be a degraded version, and they are usually cut with either acid, coke, or heroin. Acid is the best way to go. It's cleaner and a smoother ride, I guess you could say. Cocaine can make you jittery, although if you do it right, you should be fine. Heroin sucks. You sweat like a pig. It's not good. I know you can't go to somebody and go, oh, please give me X with the right cut, but if you can, try. Get recommendations from other people, because usually if a number of people go to the same dealer, there's kind of a quality thing going on. But again, each dose is different than the next dose. Each batch is different, and each person is different. I suggest if you have a bad trip, then maybe it's not for you and not to do it again. I don't advocate the use of drugs, but X, in the right circumstances, can be beneficial. Okay, so X should probably cost no more than $20-$25. If they're charging $30-$35, it better be straight MDMA. Test that. There is a kit out there, but I don't know where it is. So you can go party on X, but you really shouldn't do it if you have any kind of heart condition, because X can raise your blood pressure. Plus, you shouldn't do that if you're probably over the age of 28 or so. X partying, which I've done twice, wears you out. You sweat like a mother, and it's hard. And also, it is a love drug, so you are going to feel love, you're going to feel sensual, and you may act inappropriately to somebody you don't know that well, or be vulnerable, so it can be dangerous. Even if you have friends around. If you go out and party, you have to have a trip leader. That's somebody that is stone cold sober, at the most 2 or 3 beers, to kind of make sure that you don't get in trouble and lead you through the best experience that you can get. The best way to have a sex trip, really, is to be at home or someplace safe in a house somewhere. Lights dim, blinds drawn, low music in the back, and you feel good there. The vibe is good. You have to have gum, and you have to chew it, because otherwise your jaw is going to really hurt the next day, because you have a tendency to grit your teeth really hard and a lot on a trip. So the gum will keep that. You have to have fluids, but not too much. I have heard of somebody that died drinking too much, so the best bet to do is just bottled stuff like that you get at the convenience store. The best is tea. It doesn't have too much caffeine in it. It does wet your it does wet you, and that's the best way to do it. You're going to get hot, so you should wear loose clothing, or preferably no clothing at all. Don't turn up the air conditioner too high because you're not going to realize it and you may get sick. And you do have a tendency to have a swift change in temperature, so you might get really cold and not be cognizant enough to go turn down the air conditioner. So just keep it at a normal level. You should do acts with a partner, not by yourself. The partner should be somebody that you probably are sexually active with, or have been, or somebody that you really trust to the depth. Ecstasy is not really a sex drug. You can have sex on it. I've noticed that men have a hard time getting and maintaining an erection because it's really about just love and feelings and touching and that sort of thing. And it's kind of an unspoken agreement that whatever you do on X is okay. I mean, don't shit on the floor, but you know, everything is pretty much okay, and whatever you say is sacred, because you have to be kind of okay with what you said. People need to realize that what you're saying comes from a pure place and not a hateful place. One of the trips I had before I was flying, my ex had taken it before me, and he got going, and I had just started dating him, and he told me he loved me and wanted to marry me. So you kind of gotta go, okay, I like that, thank you very much, and go on your way. Try to be in a safe place. The first spot, it takes about 20 minutes to half an hour to start going, but there is like a 10, sometimes 15-minute period where you're what I call rushing up. You're getting up to the level. That part, even after my 6th time taking it, it can be scary. It's like being on a roller coaster. You get shaky, you get a little paranoid, you know, just that 10-15 minutes, so you really got to be safe. I suggest that if you're doing it with one other person, that you graduate it, so one of you takes it later than the other, so that you can help each other through the rush. I would suggest not to have more than 2 people, because, as I said again, there's a lot of touching and loving and everything, and if you have more than one person, there are repercussions later that, I mean, it can be a good thing, but you gotta realize that things that you do on X aren't necessarily things you would do in life, so there might be repercussions. Let's see, what else? The trip itself usually takes 6 to 7 hours, although I've heard other people take longer. And if you do right, if you do it good, the slowdown should be slow down. You should drift down to a point where you just feel okay, and you feel okay, and then suddenly you're like, oh, I'm not tripping anymore. So on ecstasy cut with cocaine, it can be a little jarring, a little jittery. It's harder. It's not as clean. You feel a little dirty. It still can be okay, but if you can get it cut with acid, just really try. You will have an after effect of 2 days, which typically is a good thing. It will be more of a self-esteem, loving, joy to the world kind of thing. You won't get gushy, although you could. But it is a good thing. If you have low self-esteem, this could be a good thing. If you are a couple that is having some problems, this kind of reminds you why you're in love in the first place. If you're depressed, it can alleviate that for a little while. Do you realize, though, that when you mix drugs, there's sometimes a problem? You can overdose on X if you take too many. So I recommend just half to one pill. Really. I mean, but you can't, if you're just on half to one pill and you don't drink too much and you don't do anything crazy like run out into the street, you'll be okay. You'll be safe. It'll be fine. I've heard of people overdosing on X, but it's not really the X, it's what it's cut with. Like if it's heroin, you can be in trouble. If you were coke, you probably would get to a point where you were so jittery that you wouldn't take anymore anyway. On acid, I don't know about overdosing on acid, except that maybe you become sleepy and catatonic for the rest of your life. I don't know about that. I never overdosed on that. Heroin cut is just, I'm telling you, is a bad thing. You sweat like a river, you can't focus, you can't walk, you get extremely nauseous. It's just not a good thing. I say, if you try it and you get a bad trip, it's kind of up to you. Maybe X isn't for you, I wouldn't try it again. If you do it and you have a good trip, try to stay with whoever you got it from. Just go hopping around everywhere. Get a connection if you can. And if you can, try to get a direct one, not your friend who knows somebody. You know, I know all this is subjective and it probably can't happen, but if you can try your hardest to do that and do the trips and tricks that I've told you about, you can have a really good kind of, not life-changing, but a very good experience. And I would suggest that anybody at least try it one time. It's up to you if you want to try it when you go out. The 2 times that I did, I had a horrible time. I was 30 at the time, so that might be part of it. And I just would not do it. So I think that's it. Just try and stay safe. Drink the water, chew the gum. Wear a condom if you're going to have sex, even with somebody you know, trust, and love, because, you know, he's going to orgasm, maybe, and pregnancy may follow. And if that's okay with you, cool. If it's not, you know, do something about it beforehand. So, I guess that's it. And if you have any comments or questions, you know, just put them in the comment line. I'll be happy to ask them for you. And hopefully, this will be a start to a good friendship. I'm not really showing my face because, you know, I'm not the prettiest person in the world, but I'm not a troll. So, just be safe in that. In the future, I may do something different. But I hope to continue this kind of telling you what I know, kind of thing. So, have a good trip, and peace.